Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life Between Loads. This was week 7 of Rad Tech school, and let me tell you, between scheduling fails, slow clinical shifts, and sim stage disasters, my week looked less like a crisp white tee and more like a sock that went through the wash with the red towels. Let's dive into it. So Monday, I thought I had my 10-minute academic progress meeting with the program director at 11:10 a.m. I remember that specific time, 11:10 a.m. I was headed to campus anyway, so I got dressed, drove to campus, got myself set up, only to realize that it wasn't scheduled until Wednesday. And not just any Wednesday, but like smack in the middle of my 1-hour lunch break on the longest lecture day Wednesday. That's like throwing in a load of whites, walking away, and then you come back realizing that you accidentally dropped a red pair of boxers in there too. Great. Anyways, since I was already on campus, I just made the best of it, got in some positioning practice for the Sims on Friday. And it was my actual wedding anniversary on Monday, so I went home, grilled some meat, had a nice dinner with my wife and the dog, and honestly, that was the best part of the day. Tuesday was my 4th day of clinicals, 12:30 to 9 p.m. And I got a whopping 7 scans total. Very cool. Honestly though, at this point, I've stopped being annoyed about it. It's like waiting for the dryer to ding, opening the door and realizing that the clothes are still damp. You just sigh and throw them back in. But I did get a couple cool moments. I finally saw ankle, shoulder, and a couple spine x-rays in person. And one of the techs even let me take the lead on a full wrist series. Didn't even make me observe first, because usually you're supposed to observe one, assist one, do one, but he just said, go for it. So I did. And apparently I did too good of a job, because he told me I just set the bar too high for all the other students on the wrist. Which is so funny because outside of those 3 wrist shots, I was basically just the human version of an unused dryer sheet the rest of the shift. I was just sitting there. Oh yeah, and then we did find out that one of our instructors was coming to visit the site on Thursday. And that didn't make me like nervous, but let's just say I wasn't exactly wrinkle-free about it either. Wednesday, the never-ending lecture day, physics in the morning, procedures in the early afternoon, and then patient care to tie it all together at the end. The one solace that I do have is this nice 1-hour break for lunch right in between the first 2 classes. But of course, we just happened to be holding my progress meeting right in the middle of that break. Lucky me. How lucky of me. Physics was again just the instructor reading from the slides, so I entertained myself by taking some notes and also sneaking in some homework. I was actually physically awake and mentally there still. So after that lecture's done, I run to the kitchen because I figure I have to start making my breakfast because I have this meeting that the director is going to call me right away, right? But my wife, being the saint that she is, already made me breakfast and it was already ready to go. So I munched that down, brushed my teeth because I had a lot of leftover croissant in there, and then I hop on the call with the director. Now the meeting with her was shockingly positive. Basically, she just told me that I was doing great and to just keep up the good work. It's always nice when someone tells you you're not a complete and total mess. And then after that, procedures lecture and patient care lecture was just info overload. My brain was just like an overstuffed washing machine, just clunking and banging, just threatening to stop mid-cycle. Honestly, the last hour and a half, I was on camera, nodding along, but secretly playing Mafia Old Country. But don't worry, I kept a straight face. Years of folding these fitted sheets have trained me very well. Thursday was the big clinical site visit. My favorite instructor showed up bright and early at 10:30, but guess how many patients came in while she was there before I got there at 12? 0. Not a single x-ray showed up. It's like sitting there and waiting for your wash to finish so you can move it over to the dryer, and then you realize you didn't even press start. So instead of her observing us in action, we just did some practice sims with her on the side. And honestly, not that bad. And then of course, once she left, things actually picked up a bit. And by the end of the night, I got 4 directly supervised x-rays done by myself. 2 chests and a hand-finger combo. And yes, I'm counting those as 2 separate things, because if you think I'm folding them together, you clearly don't know me. And honestly, the confidence that I got from that got me thinking about trying to maybe comp on something next week. And it's super nerve-wracking, especially since I don't even think I've hit like double digits on chests yet, but the opportunities here are rare, so I might just have to go for it. And Friday was Sims Day number 2, and if you remember last time, I got rear-ended on the way there. This time I actually made it without wreckage, but the chaos still followed me there anyway. Now my slot was supposed to be at 1:30, and I heard that they were running a little bit behind in the morning, but I figured no big deal. Wrong! I didn't get in until 3:15. That's almost like 2 hours of just sitting around with my partner, nervously talking about which ones we didn't want to do, and of course, we both got some tough-ass views. Once I was finally done, I ended up with an 85. Lost some points because I went over the time limit, and my personal favorite, forgot to shield the patient. Nothing gives competent student like overexposing your imaginary patient. And then after that, we also had an image analysis exam that still isn't graded, by the way. Love that suspense. And because I got out so late, I hit hella Friday traffic coming home. God damn it. So that, my friends, was week 7. And honestly, it felt like one giant laundry cycle. Lots of spinning, not much progress, and by the end, I'm still feeling a little wrinkled. But here's the thing though, even on crazy weeks like this, I can still feel like I'm learning, slowly getting better, and I still find the humor in the chaos. Whether it's getting roasted for doing too good of a job, or bombing your sim because you forget to shield the patient. Every week just adds something more to the pile. And yeah, sometimes that pile feels like Mount Laundry, but at least I'm folding it one piece at a time. Thanks for hanging out for another weekly recap. If this week's taught me anything, it's that this program is basically a never-ending load of laundry. You never really finish, you just keep cycling through. We'll see how next week unfolds. Clean clothes, dirty thoughts. See you next load.